Hi guys, welcome to the Grapplers Academy. Today we're back with the follow-on from size submission last week. It's the return of the squeeze, and this time it's personal.
You've got to win it in return of the Mac. So this is a sort of like direct follow-on if someone starts to try and posture up and sort of escape from the juicy squeeze, and it's the juicy squeeze part 2. Return of the squeeze. So it's going to be the same setup from Turtle, and what we're doing, we're sitting through to an arm-in guillotine type thing, so like a head and arm finish as they're starting to posture up once we've got the head and arm isolated. So if you're unsure of how to get there, the first part of the setup is very similar or the same as last week's technique. So I'm coming in from the chin strap and the tricep control, go into the gable grip, stretching out, passing the elbow across the body, and I'm trying to really isolate here. Now we're still going to stir the pot here to tighten everything up, and then from here, like say we're against a partner and we just can't pin them down and they start to try and sit up here, what this does is it leaves a really nice opening in the hip to then sit through like we're doing for a guillotine, catching over the back and then securing an arm-in style guillotine. So from here, as Bond starts to sit up, I'm going to sit through, slide my shin into the hip and step over the back. Whilst I'm doing this, it's also important that I don't allow my shoulders to fall back, and it's giving him lots of space for his head to pop out there. So as we do fall back, it's important we keep the shoulders and the arms very active, and we're trying to keep the back of the neck covered with our armpit. And once we get to here, we're going to switch to an S grip, and we're going to pull across and squeeze the bicep to find the tap. So I'll show you from the other side, because like most grapplers, I'm very one-sided with certain attacks. So got the tricep and chin strap, going into the gable grip. We're getting the elbow across the body and we're stirring the pot. As Bond starts to sit up and defend here, this hip's very open for us to jump into. So I'm going to step, sit through, pulling back. I'm going to keep everything nice and high with the shoulders, stepping over the back, and with the hands I'm going to go from a gable grip to an S grip, and I'm going to pull across the body, squeeze the bicep, and it's going to cause the same type of constriction around the neck by blocking his shoulder with my hip into the side of his neck. My bicep is also crushing the other side of the neck.
So you get a good DDT on that as well.
Yeah.
If they're not doing a good job of basing out, so fucking face pile driver as well while you're at it.
Might as well.
Good technique. So it's like a natural defence, isn't it? Somebody's going to try and pop up and go in the opposite direction that you're applying force. So
yeah.
You've opened the space, capitalising on that. How often do you use that as a bait from the first one?
It depends on how, like it does tend to follow on quite nicely. So when I'm doing it, I'm always a big advocate of making sure the first attack is very convincing. So I'm not doing a poor attack initially, because if they don't defend how I want to do, I've got poor setup. So I'll always set the first attack up properly, then the second attack's even tighter. Then when we get to the third attack, that's even tighter again. So it's sort of, if you are trying to set them up for the second one, make sure the first one's really convincing still.
Like I just said, we've got the trilogy coming up next week. We're going to save the reveal of the title for next week as well, unless we get a copyright issue for infringement with Craig Jones. We should be alright. It's not going on our OnlyFans, so stay tuned to the YouTubes.
Make sure you hit us up on the Instagrams and Facebook at the Grapplers Academy. Bonafide PT, coached by Si. We'll see you next week.